I just can't see a blessing, even when it's staring in your face. You might not be right.
Hey y'all, hey all, hey y'all, hey all. My name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips, and welcome to Kingdom Things Podcast with Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, just as you are. You know, the knowings that I found within my soul as I was, as I was forced within myself to align with the understandings of my truth, to again my alignment with the understandings of my truth, or higher consciousness, higher conscious awareness of who I am, a higher conscious awareness of self. As aligning to your truth of who you are is a never-ending journey. It's a never-ending journey, and there's no validation or questions to ask, really. You know, it's just like, God inside, what do I need to know? God inside, what is it that I need to know about myself, about the oneness of all things? I amalgamate and publish the energies and messages in which I found within myself, found within the oneness of creation, within the Kingdom Things podcast. The Kingdom Things podcast is available on YouTube and Spotify to stream. Follow at Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch for my live episodes. I go live typically Sundays, some other days, whenever I feel guided, aligned, wanting to do so, to do the live. So Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch, as well as at Kingdom Things podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Kingdom Things podcast. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah. I'm here to assist with the shifting of and realignment of planet Earth and the ecosystem of planet Earth. Planet Earth fell out of alignment with the oneness of creation as we created an ecosystem, a planetary creation that was of our own understanding of what creation is. And that's what a lot of people, when people refer to the false matrix, that's what we're really referring to. That's one way to look at it, a false matrix. But truly, everything is always where it's supposed to be, as it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be. So humanity falling out of alignment with creation was never a punishment or a demonic thing. It was just a way of creation. I have channeled information on the ways of creation, which is in the Kingdom Things podcast discography, available on YouTube and Spotify. The ways of creation. So everything that happens is just a part of the ways of creation. There's no punishment. There's no evil or wrongdoing. It's a part of the development of every dimension of creation. Everything that happens is for the upliftment of everything of creation. The false matrix was never a punishment for anyone. It was what the human being of planet Earth created with our understandings of reality, of what reality is. As energy, the energy that we embody through our thought patterns. We filter our energy through our thought patterns, which create our reality, or we project our reality. And as each person, as each human being has led a life based off of the traditions and ideologies of our own making, or the human being's own understanding of what creation was, we created a false matrix, in which we perceive that we were out of alignment with all of creation. This false matrix is a perception in which we perceive that we're out of alignment with all of creation. We perceive that we're separate from creation, but that's never been the case. We've always been a part of creation, the oneness of all things. We've always been in alignment with the oneness of all things. It was just our perception in which we couldn't perceive this because of our creation. I wanted to pull some Rumi Oracle cards, but then myself, or the God inside, the goddess inside, the God goddess inside said trite. I really wanted to pull some cards, but the God goddess inside said trite. I looked up the definition of trite. Oxford Languages, trite. Google, trite. Of a remark, opinion, or idea, overused and consequently of little import, lacking originality or freshness. I wanted to use a card. And then myself was like, my divine self, my other divine self, because all of me is divine, as all of you is divine, as all of everything is divine, even this false matrix, all of everything is divine. My part of myself was like, why do you want to use the oracle cards? I was like, it's nice to, and then I thought, I had a thought pattern that came up that I saw. It was like, it's nice to have a visualization that we can perceive with our touch, hearing, and sight of, you know, the energies that I channel. So it's like, it's nice to have a visualization to you know, to see the energies that I channel. I used to say I'm gonna pull a card to get in alignment with the energies. I always knew that was a cockamamie. I always knew that was a cockamamie. Like, I already knew that I was in alignment with the energies. I already knew I was in alignment. I didn't know what I was gonna say, but I already knew that I can get into alignment with the energies without using any outside, you know, modalities, cards or anything. I always knew that I was in alignment. I would say I'm gonna pull a card to get into alignment. We're always in alignment. I knew I was in alignment. I just, you know, triked doing some lack of like things that have been done. But I love the art, the cards. But I was like, I still want a visualization. Like, I think it would be cool. So I just picked up, I have this magazine sitting on my dresser. It is St. Jude Inspire. Next chapter. Next chapters. St. Jude saved their lives. Now these childhood cancer survivors are determined to live life to the fullest. So I was sitting on my dresser, right? Partners in Hope edition. I was sitting on my dresser. So I was like, let me just open it up. And I'm going to pull something on this page that I'm going to read in the live. And then let everything flow from there. So on this page, I just opened it up. And it's Juan Sebastian's story. God bless, like, the God inside of you bless you, Juan Sebastian. It's the Juan Sebastian story. And this is just a paragraph from his story. It says, when they arrived, it was cold and gloomy, Juan Sebastian recalled. But as soon as they entered the hospital with its bright lights and colorful wall art, they felt a sense of ease and hope that he would get better. I'm going to read it again. When they arrived, it was cold and gloomy, Juan Sebastian recalled. But as soon as they entered the hospital with its bright lights and colorful wall art, they felt a sense of ease and hope that he would get better. Whoa, 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 whoa. They felt... I'm reading one more time. When they arrived, it was cold and gloomy, Juan Sebastian recalled. But as soon as they entered the hospital with its bright lights and colorful wall art, they felt a sense of ease and hope that he would get better. I want to say, like, I channeled a wellness center that I'm going to open. I channeled a wellness center that I will open eventually with divine alignment, divine timing. And that was part of, like, the information that I channeled for the center. I have the understanding that I am able to pull energies to heal cancer. To heal cancer with the energies that I pull from creation. We call it like Reiki healing. I have the ability to heal cancer. And I channeled a wellness center that I'm going to open. And the energies came from the Arcturian Council. Arcturians being star beings or a species of humanoid beings in Arcturus star system, star cluster. So I was just getting a bunch of information and downloads in regards to, you know, the center, and I channeled information in regards to consultation with cancer patients, right? And the information is like, disease is mental. Disease is a mental construct. In many ways, there's so many layers to it. There's infinite layers to it, but it boils down to disease being a sensory perception construct. Disease is a sensory perception construct. Disease is a sensory perception construct. What do you mean by that, Ashley? We're about to channel it, because this is channeled from my soul's knowing, or from the oneness of all things. Disease is a sensory perception concept, meaning the energies that we embody, we shape them into what we want them to be. The energies that we embody, we shape them into what we want them to be. The energies that we embody, we shape them into what we want them to be. What shapes your energy, Ashley? What shapes your embodiment? Your embodiment being how you present in the world. Your embodiment being how you create your reality from the embodiment that you present in the world. as the embodiment that you present in the world as a mirror of your reality. How do you shape your reality with the energies that you are, Ashley, with your thought patterns? With your thought patterns and the frequency of your being. With your thought patterns and the frequency of your being. With the thought patterns and the frequency of the being. It's not as easy as affirmations and subconscious clearing. Because as humans, we want a quick fix. We want a remedy that we can perpetuate over and over again that will show the results that we desire, that we require. It's not that easy. And that's the cycle of proclivity that the human being has created within our society, where we want fixes, remedies that can be perpetuated and work the same way every time. That's not how existence was intended to ever be. Within the false matrix reality, we're consumers, so we just want to buy something to fix it. We want to experience something that's going to fix how we feel, fix how we show up. That's not how experience was intended to be. Experience, our remedy for any of our ailments, any of our illnesses, is our life. Our ailments for any diseases, our remedies for any ailments or any diseases that we embody is our life. What do you mean, Ashley? With coming into the understanding that every moment of your life is only trying to present you with solutions to heal you, to rejuvenate you. We come into the understanding that we can slow down. We can stop, we can break, we can rest, we can spend time meditating with ourselves, spending time with the star player, our number one star player, which is ourself. Our number one star player, which is ourself. Our number one star player, which is ourself. The MVP, which is self. We have this inversion of understanding of reality as our false matrix, as we created within the false matrix, in which our remedies are out there. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. I gotta go get it. I gotta go find out what it is. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. When we stop and listen to ourselves are trying to give us the answers and the remedies. Ourselves are literally giving us the answers and the remedies. Ourselves are literally giving us the answers and the remedies, not just the words, but with the words comes the energies. I spent the day with myself. And I'm understanding that I've been going through the cycle for some time, which has upleveled me to greater perception, extrasensory perception of not only who I am, but my purpose in this reality. So like being with ourselves is necessary. Sitting with ourselves is necessary. Quietness is necessary. Like, you know how we eat, you know how we sleep, you know how we drink water. We have to sit with ourselves, we have to be with ourselves. And there's an energy within the old matrix, false matrix, the old human nature. There's an energy that says we have to move, we have to go get it. Like, you gotta think about it. And that energy is the ruler. It wanted to take over planet Earth. We would perceive this in older perception, humanism, as like the devil. But it's part of the conditioning of coming into the power of a human being of planet Earth that understands its ability to manipulate itself in order to create its reality. Manipulate how? Ashley, surrender to yourself. Surrender to yourself. There are times where you're going to be required to push. But it's coming into the flow and understanding that there are push seasons, push moments, push weeks, push days. And then there are rest seasons, rest moments, rest days that are necessary. being guided to speak about myself, the understanding that I came into with myself. I channeled it in the Kingdom Things podcast, title 144 part 1. Also some information in Cook Up, and I'm pretty sure there's information in 144 part 2 about, who I am. And I channeled this like months ago. And I'm now just coming in, I've come into alignment with the understanding, like I can perceive it like clearer, because I perceived it then, but I still had much resistance or energies that needed to be alchemized in order for me to embody the energies and the words that paired with the story that I was being told by my soul. Like I saw it then. I had much resistance. Why, Ashley? Because I needed to alchemize energies within my DNA, within my genome, within the human's genome, within myself, in order to get into alignment with the story that my soul was telling me about who I was. So like the perfect human, Jesus prophesied about the perfect human. There are many channelers that prophesize about an elevated consciousness human, a human with an elevated consciousness that works out of a greater proficiency of its DNA, 44%, as I've been guided to understand. That's what I've been doing. I've been allowing God, the oneness of all things, to alchemize, balance this perfect human or a high consciousness human within myself. So like my internal environment is like a quantum computer. If I ask a question, the answer is going to come. Example, my washing machine. There's something wrong with it, and I went to go look at it, and I got the answer. I was able to see in my mind's eye and internally inside of the drum of the washing machine, there's a lot of sediments, because in the area that I live is like hard water. So there's a lot of sediments inside of the drum, and I was able to see it in my mind's eye. So the change that we're all feeling, and we're running and we're afraid, you might feel fear, you might feel like you need to run. It's to bring you into higher understandings of our truth, of your truth, of the brilliance, the wisdom, of the oneness of all things, or you, because we are the oneness of all things in our truest truths. That was quick. That's all I'm being guided to say. That's really cool though. I'm grateful. I want to thank you so much whom has joined this live Kingdom Things podcast installment, as well as anyone that might view this content later. Again, my name is Ashley-Nicole Phillips. I am the biblically prophesied Messiah, just like you, because in all actuality, in higher wisdom, consciousness, understanding of reality, of the oneness of all things, every dimension, every varied dimension of the oneness of all things, or God, or the one, are only mirrors of the next dimension, varied dimension. Within Kingdom Things podcast, I channel the energies and messages in which I receive from my soul's knowing, in order for me to assist me with getting into further alignment with the understandings of who I am. As you know, existence, creation, life is a journey. A higher evolved understanding of reality is your journeying to get into further understanding of your truth, or get into further alignment with the most high energy, creator energy, or the most like wise and limitless and abundant and expansive and full of wellness dimension of yourself, which you're not going anywhere. It's just all is one. So it's like anchoring in the understanding within, activating the understanding within, in order to see those energies into this plane of reality. So instead of a false matrix, we'll have a divine matrix of energies of higher wisdom understandings from all over the oneness of all things. You can find the Kingdom Things podcast with on YouTube as well as Spotify. Kingdom Things podcast on YouTube as well as Spotify. Follow Kingdom Things podcast on Twitch, where I go live, typically Sundays. Sometimes it'll be other days. Follow at Kingdom Things podcast on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok to keep up with the Kingdom Things podcast content, as well as to keep up with the 10-year prophecy in which I channeled. It's already done. It's happening. But if you want to, join the ride, glean the ride, learn from the ride, which is your life. So, if you choose to stop in, because it's going to happen anyway, and you're a part of the ride anyway. But if you choose to stop in, what was I talking about? Kingdom Things podcast. If you choose to stop in, 10-year prophecy is within the 10 years is 2023. I got the prophecy and downloaded the prophecy in 2023. Within the stream of energies in 10 years, the human consciousness will be in the stream of energies and conscious understanding, evolved conscious understanding, to understand that the human culture of planet Earth will be a humanity with no disease. The human culture of planet Earth will be a humanity with no death. The human culture of planet Earth will be a humanity with no poverty. The human culture of planet Earth will be a humanity with no famine. Again, at Kingdom Things podcast on the socials. I love you. Love on yourself. Self-love is the best love, because you have to love yourself in the way in which you want your reality to love you back. Self-love is the best love because in your truest truth, you are love. Self-love is the best love because you deserve that. Give it to yourself first. Bye.
Be patient.